you're a coach that's had a lot of true freshman quarterbacks start and play, so obviously that's not TJ's story, but how'd you feel like he stacked up as a true freshman in that first play? First play?
I mean, I'll never forget like putting Charlie Brewer in. We were getting our. I mean, Sam, we were getting our. I can't use the word, but you know what kicked. And it was against Oklahoma State, and we were like, Charlie, all right, that's back when if you played him, I got fried for putting him in the game because you burned your red shirt, right? So Charlie, go in the game, and literally, I remember him putting his helmet on, and he looks at Garrett McGuire, and he's like, well, I'm never coming out, and went running in the game. Now he was out 3 series later, but like that's the confidence he had. I'll never forget PJ. We put when we lost for that game I talked about, that Fordham game, we were trying to get something going. We put him in, and he had a guy wide open. He threw a beautiful, just overthrew him. He catches that ball. If the guy catches that ball, we probably don't lose that game, and PJ's probably the starter. It took me like another 3 games. Well, TJ's not in that same situation, but I thought he exhibited the same confidence and the same like I'm going to go do what I do, and at the same time still operated the offense. It wasn't like he was out there running around. I mean he threw the ball on time. He missed the one sail route a little high. He made the right reads. He put the ball in guys' hands. He ran the football. He didn't reach the ball across the goal line. Just all these little details that you're looking for your quarterback to make good decisions, to protect the football and move the offense. I thought TJ showed all those things, and he just didn't look like a freshman to me. He just didn't look like – even the first snap was a little bit high, and he caught the ball and just kept playing. So I think, my thing with TJ is always like, hey, when we need you, you're going to have to be ready. And I thought that was real signs of life for him in terms of he's going to be ready. But he's had good practices. That's why he's been elevated up into that role. And then we're lucky to have a guy like Jalen here, Gramstad, who can operate everything and can play at a high level too. And then Marcos just gets better and better and better. So we have a really, really healthy quarterback room. TJ was very pleasant to see.
Is some of that the high? I mean, he played at a high school level. So did Dylan. So did your 26 recruit. Is there a value in playing a really high level of high school ball that trickles up once you get to college?
Well, I'll say this. So I always believe when we look at recruits, I never penalize a guy for playing at a small level, because they're not control of where they play. And if you're a great player, you're a great player. But I do think when you see guys playing really well in a high level, then you're like, okay, he'll probably be ready. I think the other part of it is just sometimes if they've played at a school that, like if they're in Texas and they have athletic period, or if they're at a place like where they have spring ball, like they're just a little bit more developed. So it doesn't mean they might not be better in the long run. It just might mean early on they're a little bit more ready to play. And then the final thing is I'm one of those guys who I can get seduced by talent very easily sometimes, and I have to be very disciplined not to, and especially at the quarterback position where you're looking at like their arm and their mechanics, and like you do the Elite 11, which I think is great, and all these different things are great, but the guy drops back, he reacts to a guy going here, guy comes in, he rolls out, quarterback pro days, but it's really about which quarterback can play. Like, show me their game tape. Which quarterback can play? You mentioned the freshman quarterbacks I have. PJ 5'10 and a half, 5'11". He's still playing in Canada because he was 6'2". I believe he'd be an NFL starting quarterback still. Charlie was 5'11", right? Like that's why he didn't have 50 offers, but he was at his best when he was with us. He was one of the best players in the Big 12, and so it's not to me about all the other things like, hey, the height, the weight, the speed, the arm motion. It's like who gets the ball to the right guy, who makes the right decision, who's fearless, and I think you have to watch guys' game tape. And so TJ, we watched him throw, and we loved all those things about him, but I think when you watched him play, you were like, man, this guy's a good player. Making sure that the guys that have played for us, we watch them play, and then the guys who we have committed, because we've done a pretty good job in terms of getting guys committed, that we like their game tape, and that's a position to me that's just so cognitive, so much instinctual reaction. I want to see the game tape, and I think that's what TJ had, really good game tape.